Welcome into this week's episode of New Blood by Night. This episode is entitled, in my head and notes, A Rare Stranger. But enough about that. Last we left off, each member of this accidental coterie had found keys, gifted them by an elderly woman. Each elderly woman was wearing a different colored muumuu, had different slippers, and occasionally a different accent. Each key unique and different, some subtly and some completely outwardly different. Meeting up at this location that was bestowed upon the coterie by the old woman, they came to a vacation rental spot where the lights were burned out except for the lights that spelled Cain. In the basement, after some initial study and search, they came upon a doorway. Bonus 1 XP if you remember what color the door was. Does anybody remember?
Let me look at my notes.
I believe it was green, but each of them had an individual different lock, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember the locks, but not the color of the door.
I remember the color of the door either.
Fairly certain you're right, Spectre, and it was green.
She is right. All the locks were individually different.
Everyone can have 1 bonus XP.
Woo!
Now I want you to think about the significance of color in this game. This is the last and first time I will mention this.
Green means healing, usually.
All right. Putting in their keys, the coterie then experienced a change in the pressure in the hallway. And the door finally opened. Sorry, I'll type at you guys. Something that just happened really quick as I continue. I need everyone, as the door begins to pull open, as if on its own, pulling inward, to roll a wits and awareness.
Oh. So I'm starting off with a messy critical.
Four successes?
3.
Four successes.
I have 6, but it's a messy critical for me.
Okay, give me 1 second. My lowest perception was 3 sucks. Suck.
I think 2 for Spectre.
Yeah,
2
I only got
sucks.
2.
2 suck. Perfect.
Hmm.
So we're doing it a little bit opposite. My 2 perception. There's a feeling of leaping triumph as the door begins to reveal its contents to you. But it is quickly replaced by a dread as the aura from within rolls out like a wind of decay. The sound of scattering leaves therein make it feel like you're stepping outside into the park for an evening stroll. The skittering and scratching sounds of debris, leaves, trash, all around. You find yourself afraid. Oh, give me a second, guys.
Question for the rest of the coterie. Is this for anyone who got a 2?
I think it's.
So-
I don't know.
so me?
You? Yeah, you specifically. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Whew, sorry about that. All right, with messy critical, the next one we will resolve. The fear hits you. I need you to take one of your D&D dice and roll a d6.
How about a 4?
How about a 4? Okay, let me just check your character sheet really quick. Ooh, this is fun. I get a pick, but you, because of what you are. But that's okay. Hey, shh, it's all right. Shh, Luke, you're gonna be just fine. Everything's gonna be okay.
Everything's fine. I got my dog. I'll just give my dog a hug and I'll feel better.
Shh, your dog refuses to come into the room. He's whimpering and
That's
whining.
good.
He's moved back to the bottom of the steps where he's curled up. He's whimpering so hard and occasionally barking down into the hallway. For the next scene, you are paranoid. Threats abound everywhere. The coterie, yourself. And the entity within. I know it's a little backwards from typical 5e rules, but we'll roll with it. So I'd like you, for the rest of your roleplay, while you're in this room, until you guys leave this settlement, for you to have a tinge of untrusting, nice and healthy paranoia. You feel the beast holding the sides of your skull, its claws pressed into the hard and also spongy bone. There's almost a little bit of wet give to the very outside layer, and you can feel that underneath your scalp. Like it's holding and it's squeezing like a backpack, the legs of which are wrapped around the heels that are settled, and almost like the cup links of your hips, a panicked companion, heavy, tormenting. All right, everyone else.
Okay.
Everyone else. You're not otherwise distracted by any of your facilities, and you become aware of the individual in the room. The chair is odd shaped. It looks like something you would have in school time. That was like connected by bars, bright silver, to a cubby and a desktop. It almost looks like ceramic covered plywood on this little round seat and the round upper body, or the round upper top part of it. The man, you think it's a man, you don't know, there's a lot of blood. It's the first thing you notice. The second thing you notice is the bee costume. The garish yellow and black tutu that is stained and shredded around this man's waist. He's bent almost completely backwards and in half over this little chair, to which he's been duct taped to. A quick scan of the room. There is a lot of trash in here. But I'm going to ask you as the player specifically where you look, and where you look will depend on further investigation on what you see in this room. We're going to start with Calysso. Where does Felix look? He's got his choice of the man, the chair, the walls, the floor, the ceiling.
Wherever the most blood is, since he's still somewhat hungry. So probably the man himself.
Okay. Mori, where does she look?
Honestly, she'd be looking around at the most advantageous place to be. And if there's nobody's eyes on her, she would like to use a discipline, but you know, she is looking for the place with the best vantage point.
So out of the places I named, where would that be? Which
I
part of the room?
apologize. I totally missed what places you named.
So ceiling, well, obviously, I mean, unless she can, like, you know, crawl up there, which would be really cool and very terrifying for an accidental assassin, not gonna lie. Part of me would be like, wow, I'm caroused, but part of me would be like, oh my god.
Okay, well, you know what? I'll check the ceiling, because if this is a monster as powerful as she thinks it is, she'll check the ceiling.
Cool. Okay, and then, Damien. Where do you check?
Oh, what were the other options besides the ceiling and the body?
Walls, floor, and the chair itself. But the chair itself, you would need to move in and either to the left or right.
I'll inspect the wall.
Ooh, the walls.
Topic you cut out there.
Was it bad? Oh,
Not
no.
for me.
Not
Yeah,
for
she
us.
didn't cut out for me.
Oh no. I am pacing, so it might cut a little bit. Just let me know, just like you did, and I'll just adjust the headset. Okay. All right.
Topic, we can't hear you.
We can.
We can
can hear
definitely
her.
Can you hear us, Aurora?
Spec.
I don't
Sure.
think she can hear anyone.
All right. Just for Natchan, I'm going to do a quick BRB so she knows where to edit while we get this settled.
Or the walls?
No problem.
There weren't any description yet. It's just
No.
setting up where we
No.
look.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
we're all choosing where to look or what to check out.
All
Okay.
right.
Thank you.
So again, Azriel, you're sort of overwhelmed taking in all the sights in a sense. And then,
Can I grab my rosary and start saying a prayer to myself?
absolutely. And Aurora, you're...
I was gonna say she would probably start backing at not towards the stairs because she's just like in fear, backing up towards until her back touches something.
So you're wall opposite side of the open door. So like I described, like the original, it's like pulling a veil. So at first it seems like there was nothing in this room, and then slowly the picture dripped into view. All right, I'm gonna go work my way up to describing what Felix sees. So Damien, the walls are scrawled with a strange type of character. Lines and rows written in blood. As you follow the lines, they create this geometric, almost pattern that very slowly spirals down to the floor. And you catch a glimpse. The floor itself has one large circular character. But you see in the corner, the lip of the room, where the walls and the floors kiss, hundreds of rat-like little bodies. I say like because many of them have bloated and split open. It's odd. Confusing. A little unnerving. Not so unnerving that it It feels a little Blair Witch. It feels like something Artemis might do, but at the same time, the man in the bee costume is curious. Mori, on the ceiling, a circular character that matches the one on the floor. Only the one on the ceiling, you see, pinned very tightly are hundreds, if not thousands, of crucifixes. Some in the form of a rosary, others plain, wooden, very simple characters. And even still, there are others that look like they were taken right off of the top of a temple or a church and nailed to the ceiling. They follow the pattern. The pattern kind of reminds you of the sun. Felix, the man in the bee costume. His legs and knees are pointed towards you. They are bare. And the bee costume that he's wearing, you think, was meant for a feminine body. He's quite large. The blood is certainly on him, but he doesn't appear to have any wounds, as his chest is completely, well, part of it's bent backwards over the chair, and his arms are splayed out, but you don't see any lacerations in the arms, the legs, the torso. There's a lot of blood in the room. And you realize it might not be his. Or maybe.
How does it smell, though? Like, fresh blood has a distinctive smell. Like, you know, this coppery thing,
It's not.
which
It's not as fresh. It's not still. It's in the later stages of drying. Most of it, especially on the costume, is still wet. But everything on his limbs is dry, crusted.
I mean, I was so eager to know what's inside, so Felix probably wants to step in and take a little, like, finger over one of the traces or whatever and have a little taste.
On the wall or the floor?
Since he was looking at the guy, he would step towards the guy and then maybe even wring out a little fold of the bee costume into his palm and then lick it up.
Okay, so as you're going to do that, I'm going to let everybody do something as well. So you're going to move up into the room. Damien, what are you going to do?
He's just gonna kind of run his hands like against the wall with all the inscriptions, and then just slowly make his way to all the little rat bodies.
Okay, they're mostly
Or
in the
little
back.
rat bodies.
Yep, they're more in the back of the room. All right, Mori.
Through her experience, we're all these things weren't here before, right?
No.
Yeah, she already expects that the creature, whatever they unleashed, is out. If she can, she's going to, unseen passage, I believe, is what it is.
Okay.
Yes, she's going to use that. While everyone else is busy looking at different things on the walls and the floor.
Okay.
What does Unseen Passage do?
Unseen passage. As long as the user admits no overpowering odors, no sound louder than a whisper, this power automatically works. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. Can only Auspex, sense the unseen, can detect the hidden vampire, but, yeah, nobody else should be able to see.
Perfect. I am just going to reveal this on the screen here. Perfect. Yeah, you're good, Felix. I just want to read it. Cool. So you're literally like a shadow. That's so sick. All right. Would you like
Does
to...
it work is the question.
It does. Do you want me to describe? Would you like to describe?
Go ahead.
I say it's like a snap, but there's no sound to it. It's just a pressure that you feel, Mori, as that familiar smoke blooms in the center of your chest, the feeling of it. And then when you look down, there's a it's like you're vibrating really, really fast, but you're moving not at all. A ghost. A ghost in the room with your coterie and this man and all of these strange, intricate markings. Okay. Azriel.
With this taken care of,
Oh, sorry.
she would like to go to Azriel and just say, what sort of evil would need hundreds of crosses to seal? Just kind of like whispering it to him.
Something horrible. You can tell Azriel's like shaking.
His eyes are bouncing around the room. Fear. The fear has actually the smell of tangerines for you, Mori. It's not entirely unpleasant. Pausing.
She'll keep that thought to herself.
Pausing there. Aurora. What are you gonna do?
Aurora has basically, she hasn't gone into the room. She's so terrified right now. She's backing her until her back hits the wall, and she in her mind, she's like, I need to call the police, I need to call the police, I need to call the police. That's her first instinct, but as she's trying to like grab her phone or go through her bag, just everything spills out on the floor, and then she's just trying to put it together. It's like, oh my god, I need a police. We shouldn't be here. This is oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay.
That's what she did.
Okay. I apologize. I need to do a quick BRB because I gotta use the restroom.
Me too.
So
I actually do too, so
we'll
it
be
works.
we'll be right back.
Party break. Realize there, whatever, man.
And we're back. All right. Where did I leave off? Who was I describing?
Aurora, she was saying that she put basically back to the back of the wall and was trying to get her phone to try to call the police, and she's so scared, she's shaking and just drops everything, so she's on the floor right now trying to scramble and put her stuff back. And
Okay, as you are doing so, you hear a voice and you feel a wind in the hallway. The voice is friendly, but it is disembodied.
she looks towards the voice and she's like, she just like wide-eyed. She's like, hello? Are you, and she just is getting choked up.
Howdy there, darling. Ain't nothing you need to worry about, none. I know it might look a little scary, but it's all just play.
She starts stuttering. She's like, I don't understand. We were here with keys and, can you help us?
Oh, certainly can. Something I'm real good at. Why don't you clutch those prayer beads tight? And come on inside. Don't tell no one you can hear me. Just trying to help you relax.
Question, Kopic. Is the voice, like, because you were saying that we were paranoid and afraid of everything, Does this include the voice, or is this like the only voice of reason that we can hear through the paranoia?
So you're more afraid than paranoid. Azriel is like oh,
I'm
fuck,
paranoid because
oh
I
shit,
messy
oh
critical.
god, his beast is clinging to him like a small child or monkey. That's incredibly heavy. For you it's more, you feel as if you are a mouse stepping into a box with a cat. And the cat's telling you not to be afraid. Maybe you don't have to be afraid right now. Maybe it's satisfied. Maybe it's not hungry.
Okay. And she's like, I don't know, like, it, listen, I'm just looking for my dog, and I didn't mean to cause any trouble, and I'm here with these folks, and they seem okay, please don't hurt me.
You can feel the voice smile. And there is a tug in the gray matter of your brain as your synapses fire and you feel a calm descend over your shoulders. You feel suddenly less afraid, as if lulled out of your hiding hole, out into the woods. There is a strange recognition that you didn't put yourself in this calm. You didn't decide to be calm. You just are.
Aurora just welcomes the calm out of all this chaos, and so she just starts going towards the voice.
Okay.
And with her bag, like, she is clutch. She just takes this bead specifically out, and she is clutching them a bit, and she's trying to walk as quietly as she can, because she doesn't. Whatever else is in the room, she doesn't want it to attract it.
All right, so you step in. You step past Mori and Azriel, because Azriel stayed back just a bit. And we pause as you move into the room. Azriel, the disembodied voice of Mori has just spoken to you. You don't know if it's real or not. Is it actually her, or is it some manifestation of your mind?
I'm going crazy now. Crazy from fear. I'm holding on to my rosary, and I'm just begin saying another prayer.
Okay, do you move into the room at all?
Oh, I'm moving away from the room.
Okay, so you back out into the hallway as Aurora comes in. Are you simply going to watch?
Yeah, I'm gonna just watch everywhere because I'm paranoid.
Okay.
Also, trying to keep close close to my dog.
Okay.
Worried about him.
He is whining and whimpering. He is still at the base of the stairs and will not come forward.
It's okay. He doesn't have to.
Okay. Samiel. The rats have been chewed on, split in half. Why they're bloated, you're not sure, but it's like their skin was made thin, balloon-like. You kind of roll one over with your foot. Roll an intelligence and investigation.
Alrighty then. Let's see here. Oh, I good at this. And that's 4 sucks.
They
Dork has ruined me.
they were absolutely chewed on. And they really do look like balloons. Their tails have been elongated and tied in a bow. Each one You've never seen a rat with a tail that's 3 to 4 feet long.
As I would imagine he would have to get like on like his, he would actually have to kneel down just to get a good look at them since he's so tall.
Yep.
I'd just pick one up in his hand, maybe probably the one from his boot, and just look at them in a sympathetic fashion. Poor bastards. Strange though, I've never seen a tail like this. I might just take this one with me. I'll keep it away from Zero, though. He likes to play with crap like this. And he'll put one of them in his pocket.
Okay. You have to roll up the tail, and when you put it in your pocket, it's like just a flap of skin. No bones, but it keeps its rat shape. It's pretty gross. It's a bloodless, thin-skinned balloon rat that's been deflated. You add it to your inventory.
Yes, I get an adorable little rat.
When it twitches in your pocket, you pull it out to make sure it's dead. And it is. But it's weird. So you squirrel it back away.
I guess he will, like after that, he'll just stand back up and just kind of oversee the room.
Okay.
And that'll be his turn.
Alright, so Felix is like finished licking human blood off of the costume. Definitely old. A couple hours. Maybe maybe not. It's hard to say. There's a lot. Like the costume is just like it like has soaked. This close to the guy, when you finally like straighten, you're like, you actually see that he's got a very short, like it's like the tip is sawed off, wooden stake through his chest. And you're like, His mouth is open. You see a wicked set of teeth. He has his first row that have the typical Kindred canines, and then he has a second row that reminds you of a shark.
What the heck? He's gonna pull the upper lip a little bit up so he can get a good look.
Okay, you see that the bottom set is identical, and the tongue, it's barbed. And it looks like it's very long, but it's dry and crusty. Your curiosity whispers, touch it.
Yeah. So reaching in, a little bit hesitant, like with the shark teeth, that gives him a moment of pause. But then he looks down on the steak. He probably just twiddles the steak a little bit first to see if there's a reaction. And then after that, he reaches into the maw and tries to draw out the tongue. And maybe do this little twirl thingy, like as if it was a string from a guitar.
Okay, so you touch, you kind of twirl the steak a little bit. His body twitches.
Yeah, then tongue out and out loud. Shouldn't he be turned to dust? And then with the tongue.
Okay, you touch it once. You slice open your finger.
Ow!
And a beautiful drop of your vitae slides down his tongue, just like it would be on on a string. There's almost this sound of a chorus, and it disappears into his gullet. His throat reflexively swallows, but he doesn't move.
Aurora? He's turning around looking for her. She was the one who talked about vampires and kindreds and whatever, so she seems to be in the know. But she's not there.
She's just stepped in, and she's like clutching her purse, like,
Huh. You said to him, pointing at Samiel, that you studied this stuff, and he steps aside and points towards the stake in the heart, right?
Huh? What? And did she finally see the body?
mm-hmm.
She screams. I can't do it because it's like really early in the morning, but she screams. Like the calm she felt automatically, she's like, nope.
Your scream is cut off as the calm sensation returns.
And so she's now she's dropped her bag and her hands are over her mouth. And she looks at Felix. And she's like,
You okay?
What is
Do you need a bag? Maybe some fresh air?
What?
You feel
The-
okay.
the-
You look like you're going to throw up. Do you need a not body bag? Maybe we need a body bag, but I meant like a paper bag or something.
She shakes her head no, and she just and coughs a little bit because of the smell. Smells disgusting, I imagine, in here.
It's not.
And she picks up her bag and
It
just...
actually doesn't smell that bad to you. It smells.
Oh.
What's uncomfortable is how much you like it, Aurora. The sweet tang of his bloodied costume. You kind of want to lick it, which upsets your stomach a little. But even the rats themselves and the dried blood on the wall, you kind of like it. It's kind of nice.
So Aurora starts blushing and covers her mouth. Because her canines do along a little bit. And she says, What was your question? What was your question again, Felix? Sorry.
I mean, you talked about this vampire, kindred, whatever stuff, right? And he points again towards the wooden shaft inside the guy's chest. So I thought this might interest you. He twitches when you touch it. I mean, the stake.
Well, I mean, I studied Kindred in past possible history. It's all theoretical. I mean, could I do an occult roll
Yep. And while
to
you're
see what I would know?
Are you gonna move up to him to examine, or are you just gonna do it from where you are by the door?
I am gonna move up to examine him since I'm feeling calm.
Okay.
I'm just like, it's a study. In her mind, it's research.
Okay. So while you're doing that, go ahead and roll, and then post your roll.
Okay.
So you're gonna roll intelligence and occult, and I'm gonna let Mori do something. And then I'll come back to what you're examining, because it's all happening at the same time.
Okay.
So Mori.
That is
5?
2 criticals. 5, yeah.
Okay. What do you want to do?
I mean, she was kind of like protecting Azriel,
Okay, he's back out
but
of
since
the...
he moved away, yeah, exactly, he moved back. She started looking around again, saw like Aurora starting to head in there, and was like lost in thought. Should I let her go to see what happens, or no? That's probably a bad thing. I shouldn't do that. And so like she brings out like her magnum, and she like starts making her way over there. But then she like gets called, and she turns around. And she's like, guess she's not being controlled. and then she'll go towards the body because there's 2 people over there, and she loads in a shot of dragon breath. And aside from that, she's just watching the group carefully because whatever they've unleashed, it's too late to take back now.
Are you still unseen, or have you dropped that?
I have not dropped that.
Okay.
All right. Aurora, with your 5 successes. You've heard that it's called torpor, but the fact that he's twitching means it's not really torpor.
Strange. Quite strange. And she examines the crucifix, or specifically the stake, and she's like, he should be in... We call it torpor, you know? And it's a state of... Think of it as like being frozen or stunned. Frozen in place. But the fact that he's moving... Fascinating. He shouldn't be like that.
So the whole turning into dust thing, that's not really real?
No. That's a myth. It's not true. I wonder, is there a specific thing on this stake? And the fact that he certainly does not look like a kindred I've seen in any of my, or heard of in my studies. He's something different.
Yeah, he really took having a sharp tongue literally. And with that, Felix sticks his finger into his own mouth and starts a little bit sucking. How do I taste?
Wait, what?
I mean, I never drank from myself, so this would be a first, so how do I taste?
Wait, did you just stick your finger inside your mouth?
Yeah. I mean, I cut myself on his tongue, and normally when you cut yourself, you suck your finger, right? To make the bleeding stop.
That's not how this works. I mean, certain. I don't think so. But this is fascinating. And I examined the stake to see if there's like symbols on it. Like I get real close to the body. It's kind of like she's in a state of like, she's in a state of academia. Like it's that fascination. I don't know this, but I need to know. I need to figure out what it is.
You hear that same drawl? Says, could answer your questions better if the steak was gone.
And she's like, she looks around to kind of see if there's anyone around, and she puts her hand on the stake. And she's like, we could.
Careful.
What? And she jumps a little bit. And her hand, like...
So you know, at this point, Damien has come back over to the guy as well, so all of you are free to talk and roleplay. You're all... Other than Azriel.
You meant Samiel?
Sorry,
I would say
Samiel.
she still... she has her hand on the stake, and she jumps up, and I would say she accidentally pulls it out. Because Mori made her jump.
That's fine. I
And
level
then
my
she
gun
drops
ahead.
it.
All right. You pull the stake out. Samiel, anything from you?
So the stake has been pulled out.
Mm-hmm.
He's just gonna look at Aurora, looking down, and be like, "Do you feel good about what you just did? Because I don't know if that was the right move."
Oh, I don't. I had to know. Don't you?
A simple
know.
yes
Didn't
or
you
no would
hear?
have been fine.
Didn't you hear the? And she shuts up.
The man in the bee suit sits up. a wide, thin smile on his face. When he grins, his teeth look normal. You can't tell that there are secondary sets behind the teeth that are there. His eyes are bicolored. One, the color of warm whiskey, a gentle, golden, beautiful brown. And the other is black as night. And he says, "Howdy there. It's a pleasure to meet y'all."
Question. If this is who I think it is, I probably should feel special towards him.
Maybe. Roll a wits and an insight. And we're getting to that.
Oh, sorry.
He stretches, and as he does, his ribs pop, and you see them move under the bee costume. Like they're changing their allocation. With a quick shiver, he takes a second. He leans back. Is there another one of y'all in here I can't see? His eyes rove.
I'm just watching his eyes. Watching his eyes and see if he registers that I'm here.
His eyes rove exactly where you are. He's like, "Well, why don't you all come out of hiding and let's have a conversation? You did, after all, save my life." All right, what'd you get on that? What's an insight?
3 successes.
Oh man, this guy is the best. You like, the minute he's up and running, you're like, this guy's my best friend. I love him. And when he looks at you, he gets this just cute, cheeky smile. The corner of his eyes wrinkle. And that honey-colored eye just looks at you with adoration.
Fingers still in his mouth. He gets this stupid grin. Oh. And gets a little closer and yeah, just enough so that like his leg touches my leg, touches his leg, and yeah, just adoring him right now.
And what's
In
your...
that same token,
Yeah.
Aurora steps back, starts stepping back behind everybody.
He says, "Oh, you don't gotta be afraid there, none, sweetheart. Not gonna do a single thing to harm ain't nobody."
At this point, Mori will uncloak. There is a revolver pointed directly at his head.
He vanishes, and he reappears behind you.
Wow, you're a real deadly.
I grab the gun.
Good luck with that.
I'll try.
Mhm.
You don't threaten my precious.
My
He
precious.
says, "Hold on now. There's no need for any violence. There's no need to hold a gun to my head, metaphorically or actually."
So it's a... Felix grabs for it. Mori pulls the gun back easily enough. But he is right behind you.
Can't we just have a civilized conversation?
Were
Hi.
you trying to control Aurora?
No, that's not. No. And now I step in front of her, and I'm just like, no, we can.
Interesting that you would even question that.
It's my
All of a
mistake. I'm
sudden-
so sorry.
She got very calm and started walking towards the room. She was panicking quite a bit. And she looks around at the other vampire, Kindred here, and she says,
So just for you, Jaqi, you would have needed to roll to catch that because
Oh,
you don't
I
know.
apologize.
Yeah, because you don't know.
I
Aurora.
apologize.
Yeah, so just out of character because Mori doesn't know Aurora. If they were close, then I would say totally fair, totally valid. But because
Yeah,
they're,
no.
yeah, because they're
You're good.
strangers.
I get it.
So Azriel, if Azriel had suddenly gotten calm, 100%.
You're good.
So
I was just watching her behavior, and she was freaking out, and then she calmed, and then she started walking towards it.
right, then she freaked out a little bit more. Then she calmed. Then yeah. So,
Yeah, and she was explaining it, so you know.
Yeah.
My apologies then, I suppose.
Oh, no offense, not at all there, darling. I suppose what an odd and fun way to meet. It's a pleasure. My name is Stone.
Hi, I'm Felix.
Howdy there, Felix.
Hand out of mouth, extending towards him. Still the stupid grin.
He takes your hand and then he pulls you into a brief hug.
I'm a bit of a hugger, if you don't mind.
He gives you a nice little pat.
Not in the slightest.
He is only a little bit. Oh wait, no. So Stone stands about 6'6", but he's lean. So he's 6'6" and maybe like 210.
I have no idea what that means, but that's okay.
Somebody quick.
He's.
European
It's gonna
units.
be, I think, about like 70 kilos.
Okay, thanks.
Kilos. Is that weight?
Yeah, kilogram.
Yeah.
Is that? That's
You
not
were probably
cool.
saying something like stone, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
He's a big boy.
210 pounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, he's 95 kilos. Good lord.
Yeah.
I want to roll resolve to see whether I can refrain from giving his butt a little squeeze when he draws me in a hug.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
One success.
You. No, you squeeze it. I mean, it's pretty rock solid, and he gets a little. He gets a little chuckle there. Woo! And he pats your head, right? Like a. I don't know. There's like an instant. God, you kind of wish your dad would have done that ever in your life. And then he holds.
With that, he actually clings like strongly towards him when this realization comes.
And he reaches out to Samiel. Palm up.
I take it this is the part where we shake hands, become new best friends, huh?
Only if you wanna. I am in desperate need of friends.
I mean, with that gut up and your previous disposition, I can understand.
I was just having a little bit of fun is all with this whole thing. Pulled it out of the closet, decided to go have fun, and then, well, I don't want to dampen the mood or nothing. And he actually reaches for your hand as he continues explaining what happened. He seems pretty open. Go ahead, everyone, roll intelligence and insights. Do you give him your hand, Samiel?
He will reluctantly give him his hand.
Okay, it's a firm, friendly shake. And that whiskey-colored eye, man, it's so nice. It's so nice. The other one's kind of like a shark, but the one, it's nice. It's friendly.
He says I was jumped. Wasn't fair, really. But that's what happens with with our kind.
And he leans real close.
You smell nice. Real nice. What'd you say your name was again?
Known as Samiel.
Samiel. That's a nice, strong name. Like that. And then he, like, turns almost too fast to Mori. And what about you, darling? What do they call you, other than impressive and deadly?
Most people don't call me anything, but you can call me Mori.
And he holds his hand out.
Nope, she won't touch.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. And he slowly closes his fingers. Then he turns to Aurora. And he looks down.
And howdy there. I'm Stone. And you?
Nice to meet you. And she doesn't look him in the eye.
He holds his hand
And she
out.
just looks at the floor.
No reason to be shy, none. I don't mean any harm.
And she kind of steps back, and she just nods her head. She's like, "Nice to meet you." And she just looks at his hand, like just kind of like super shy and like doesn't want to like touch.
That's right. He pulls his hand back. He says, I get it. I'm a little dirty. And you? He pauses.
It's not. I mean, you just. I'm sorry. I think I should leave. And she goes for the door.
He frowns a little. Am I really that ugly? Or is it just because I'm a mess?
No. It's not that. And she's like putting her hands up. She's like, no, it's not that. It's just, maybe we should have this conversation outside the room of all the creepy crosses and the
He
symbols
looks around.
that I don't Christian. And also, and she looks at Azriel for like help.
Azriel's just struggling on his own, trying to listen and understand what's going on.
I suppose this is rather frightening, isn't it? Look at that. What a nice decoration job. Okay, let's see what you guys got on those insights. So I've got 2 successes for Aurora, none for Felix, none for Mori, and 2 for Samiel. Obviously, this is a Kindred. He does feel more settled into his kindreddom than any of you. Samiel and Felix feel an odd connection. For Samiel, it's something you've only ever experienced with Artemis, so it's weird that your body is responding to him in such a way. For Felix, it's like, yay! This guy feels great! For the rest, with 0 successes, so with Mori, he's really calm feeling. There's this calm, just welcoming, friendly presence. I mean, he looks messy, but maybe he really was jumped.
Is this with 2 successes?
With 2 successes, he's calm, he's friendly, but God, every time you look at his face and that other eye, oh, there's something. I mean, yes, all of you have that something. You all have the beast. It feels like below the calm surface is just the depth of the ocean, which can be a little frightening. It's a little scary to look into the abyss, and it's scary when the abyss is represented in someone's ocular ability because you feel the abyss look back. But he's smiling. The other eye is more pleasant to look at. The one the color of old whiskey. And that grin. Boy, is he handsome. Well, why don't we head out into the hallway, I'll lead the way. So if you want to point that thing at me, I guess you can. He just gives Mori a little wink, and he steps through the hallway.
Before we go, did you bring us all here?
I certainly reached out to friends to find me, and look at all of you.
Why didn't the Moo Mama get you out of here herself, though? Still clinging to him, though. You never let go of him.
He kind of gets you, he kind of like pushes you off a little, like
Okay.
you gotta stand on your own. A moo mama, a cow? Was it a cow that you saw?
No, the little old lady with little bat slippers, and she gave us all a key apparently. So she must have had all the keys to your room.
Oh, Oh,
So why go
sounds
to
like
the trouble
sounds
of
like-
distributing?
sounds like Eugenia. And you see, she's kind of a special case. Friend of mine, indeed. But he points up. All this keeps her from helping Dad out, Annie.
So for some that works, and for others not?
That's right. Very smart. You're quite perceptive.
Huh.
Who told
Okay.
you about me? Or her, I suppose.
Don't know. I just reached out for friends, Mori.
Hmm.
I reached out to like-minded individuals, those that could be considered friends and allies. Should the stars align and we decide to put our best foot forward to each other and be more than acquaintances someday. But of course, trust is earned, and he's stepping out. Trust is a slow thing, and as the minute he steps out in the hallway, Azriel, the paranoia drops as a calm presence. Like a warm, folded quesadilla just wraps around you. Like you're a burrito.
That puts me off even more, though.
He says, howdy there.
Hello?
Nice to meet you. And the dog bolts upstairs.
You'll have to excuse my companion.
Oh, the dog is yours. Well. Sorry about that. Guess I'm a little spooky. I don't mean to be none, though.
It's okay. He's smart.
Good. What's your name? And he holds out his hand.
I'm Azriel.
Azriel.
I don't know quite what to make of you yet.
Oh, I'm just a happy little feller. Glad to be alive. And he, like, shakes your hand.
Azriel doesn't really want to, but goes with it.
I'm whispering you, Luke.
Yep. I know I don't want to be your enemy. I'm not quite sure I want to be your friend yet.
That's alright. Friendships take time. They take time and consideration. Like a garden watered. And I already owe you a great deal. So, how about I find a place to clean up and some fresh clothes and I help y'all? You got anything you need to do tonight?
You can have a shower in my hotel if you want. Hotel room, should say.
I had no plans tonight.
I mean, if you need a
close
place to
to
crash,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. If you need to crash, the bed's large.
He grinned. He says, I might just take you up on that.
Grin.
Mori will just kind of sigh and say, well, if Azriel's going, I guess I am too.
I have my own plans. Involves none of you. So
I'm sorry.
you can enjoy your powwow more or less. I got things to do. You can meet at a
I'm
later
sorry.
date if you want.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say, but me too. I'm looking for something, and I really should go.
Before you split, can I get your numbers? You do have phones. No?
Yeah, I have a phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun as well.
So, can I have your phone number or no?
Yeah, go
Oh,
right ahead.
yeah, of course. And she like digs through her bag and just pulls out a business card.
Oh, cool. Yeah, he
Give
will
you my
just
number.
collect and does the phone work down here or no reception?
No reception.
Okay, but just to type the numbers in, that should work anyways, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Samuel, Aurora was it, right? Mori
Mm.
and
Mori never gave
Azriel?
you the number.
That is correct.
Is that with a Z or with an S?
That's with a Z.
Okay.
So when you ask Mori for her number, she just holds up a flip phone and says, sorry, it's for business use only. I don't have a phone.
Okay.
By the way, are they going up the stairs?
It's up to you all. Are you moving upstairs as a pack?
Well, Azriel's gonna go up. He's worried about his dog.
Okay.
Yes, sirree. Going up.
I'll go where Stone goes.
Okay, Stone will follow them up. So I imagine everyone is slowly headed up.
So I'll take out my shawl from my bag and I hand it over to Stone.
Well, aren't you just the sweetest? You're as cute as a rooster in socks.
No, it's nothing. It's just, if you're gonna catch an Uber or whatever, I don't think, just here, it's okay.
Mm. And he just gives you this gentlest look, and he reaches out and pats the top of your head. And the way he's looking at you is as if you're a delightful little treasure.
Aurora's face just blushes, and her green eyes just like widen a bit, and then she kind of like looks away because she's embarrassed, and just continues on.
Do you have another one of those, Aurora? And you look like the type of person who also has a pencil at hand.
I'm sorry, I only have one shawl, but I do have a pencil. And she digs in her bag.
I mean a business card.
Oh, oh yes. Here.
Thanks.
Wait. Oh, okay.
I scribble my number on it and hand it over to Mori. Would like to get in touch at another time, but, well, up to you, obviously.
She'll take it.
And hand back the pencil. Thank you.
Azriel gives you a look at that, by the way.
What kind of look?
Just a look.
Can I roll something to interpret that look?
Sure. Roll some like insight.
Insight and wits, insight and intelligence.
Probably wits. That makes sense.
Okay.
Four successes?
It's some type of jealousy.
Noted. Doesn't react to that.
Very mild.
All right.
So, yeah. Well, my drive already went away. Anyone got a car?
As you are headed upstairs, and you do get upstairs, your hound greets you. He doesn't seem nervous anymore. Maybe it's just being up here. You can't tell. And even when Stone steps into his periphery, there's no change in his behavior. He is happily by your side.
See, it's okay. I'll just give him a head pat.
Seeing as you're all busy, I'd like to give you a way to contact me. I am rather knowledgeable about these Kindred Knights, so if you're needing any questions answered, or you're curious about the flora and fauna of the local area, I'm more than happy to assist. You said you were looking for somebody, Aurora. Don't go nowhere. I might be able to help you. I have some significant talents. But before then, I can't stress enough how much I owe each of you for saving my life. Everyone roll wits and insights. This is a pretty hard DC.
That was a good roll. I got 4.
3.
Okay. Mori, what'd you get?
2.
Samiel, what'd you get?
One critical, 1 success, so 5.
Ooh, okay. And Aurora?
I also got. No, I got 1. Nothing.
Samiel, you're the only one who kind of catches on to, you think he's being honest, but there's another layer to this. You can't quite unravel it, you're not sure, and it could be because you don't know him at all. You don't know his personhood, you don't know who he is, what he means. He feels genuine, but he also feels... It kind of feels like you're talking to a loaded gun. Just a little bit. But aren't you all loaded guns? I mean, it's confusing. But you can't sense any ill will or lies. So all that being said, I'd like to help return the favor, assist you in a way. And of course, I'll be in touch as well. And out of somewhere, he produces these small, round, black stones.
What's this?
A way for me to contact you. A way for you to contact me. Should we get separated? He's not gonna, Felix. Granted, I'm gonna have some business to attend to, and you all have a business to attend to as well. But I would like to repay the favor of you coming and finding me.
Wait, so stones?
Mm-hmm. Little round black stones. They're almost the size of like a dried blueberry. A little bit bigger.
So this is like magic? In lack of better words?
Is Felix asking that, or is Calysso?
Yeah. Felix is in character.
He says, yeah, I mean, kinda, more or less.
Huh.
Can I roll something to try to identify what these are?
Okay. The minute you go to, he says, oh, a little untrusting, huh? How about I just tell you what they are?
Enlighten me.
Parts of me. Parts of me.
Like kidney stones?
Like my bones painted black. He grins and chuckles.
Huh.
Clearly bothered by that.
Do you still want to roll?
Yeah, I'll still roll.
Okay, intelligence
Trust
and
him.
occult.
My specialty.
I really don't mean you any harm.
Those are the people I'm most worried about.
The people you're most worried about?
The ones that aren't trying to mean you harm. The ones that can do the most damage. I got 7 successes.
Wait, you think it's a blueberry that's been dried and spray painted and possibly... You don't know how the fuck he's gonna use this to find you? Is this spelled? You don't know. What the hell? What is this? I mean, you could eat it. Take a bite out of it.
Definitely not.
And
No,
try
I
and,
don't.
try and taste
I don't
it.
eat what strangers give me.
But
Nah.
gosh, I mean, smelling it and stuff. Yeah, this spray paint, blueberry. Like, what the fuck? It's like
I'll pocket it
nonsensical
for now.
almost. Okay. I'm just trying to help. I'm kind of a fun guy.
Aurora shuffles through her bag and takes out a poster of her dog. And she's like, and she says, if you find him, just, if you have any information, just let me know.
I've seen a dog
Okay.
like that.
And she immediately is like, so like, she's like right in front of it next to him, like looking, her eyes are like huge and wide, but like there's an actual sparkle in it. Like there's no fear. All of a sudden it's like worry and concern. And she's like, where have you seen him?
The underpass. I could take you. I should probably get cleaned up though.
Yeah, sure. Yes, after, I mean, of course, Felix probably Felix's place is way closer than mine, so that would be perfect. But please, I really want to find him.
Sure thing. Are you smiling? All right, well, I guess myself, Aurora, and Felix are gonna go look for a dog. It was a pleasure to meet y'all. Hold on to those. Do you all take one of the stones, or do you not?
I take one immediately. Because he said dog. Okay, person.
Yeah, same.
No,
Okay, you don't.
because if it helps him
No.
find her, that's not good for her.
Yeah, I'll take one.
Okay. So Mori's the only one who doesn't take one. When you don't take one, he's like, "It was a pleasure meeting you. Maybe we'll meet again someday, if the stars are aligned." And he leans in and he smiles, meeting your eyes. And you think the lean is more to like come down to your level, so he's actually like able to look you in the eye, so you don't have to look up.
Right.
But he breathes in real deep. You do notice he
Trying to memorize my scent. I don't know. What are you doing?
trying to
Kind of backs up.
He grins. Sorry about that. And then he straightens. And he says, "Well, then I guess we should be off." And he makes a motion to touch Felix, the back of Felix's shoulders and the back of Aurora's, like, "Come on, children." And he kind of ushers the two of you towards the back of this vacation home. He's like, "Let's look here first in case there's any extra clothes or..."
He
He,
takes
like,
off his parka and like the hooded jacket and hands it over. I'll be back just a minute. And Felix rushes back to the others to give a proper goodbye.
Okay.
And
Like Aurora, like she like tenses up because she also wanted to say goodbye to everybody, but it's just like, but lets herself be pushed along because she doesn't know what to do.
Okay, as if he can read your thoughts, he lets you go and says, "I'll excuse myself to the restroom. You go ahead and go say goodbye."
She just nods and just goes to the others, and she just hands out her business card to like everybody, and she's like, "Honestly, thank you. I this is the first time I met a lot of you, of us, so."
Does it say on your business card?
It says C Aurora Toro, and it says academic occult researcher.
That's interesting. He'll pocket that.
Actually, historical academic occult researcher. There we go. Sorry.
Yeah, Felix will just extend hands to everyone, and that was something. Really cool meeting you all.
To meet you as well.
Maybe one day you can tell me how you do this thing with your eyes.
Maybe.
And then going down to give Thanatos a little farewell scritches as well. And gives Mori a look, extending the hand nonetheless.
She'll take it. Be safe.
You guys have a good night, and well, give me a call if you want to hang out sometime, maybe. I have nothing to do. And turns around, walks back to Stone's Alley.
When you move to where Stone was, he's not there anymore. But you get the feeling that he'll find you when he's done.
Is there parts of a bee costume where he was?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, Samiel will just say to everyone, you all quite literally are the strangest group of people I've ever met.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, that works. And he will walk away from the lot of you and get into his car.
Aurora's waving. Do we see the ferret? Do we see Zero?
I would imagine he's there doing his thing.
This makes Aurora smile, like for the first time.
Okay, when you actually get to your car, though, Samiel, the door's open.
What the?
And when you
What the
lean
hell?
in, Zero is not in there. You see not far from your door, there is a sub-basement window, the kind that push open, that's open, that leads in that same basement that you were just in.
I guess I gotta go back in. Fine. Shit. I'm gonna give him a verbal lashing, that's for sure. Oh.
Thank you.
Looks like I won't be leaving here soon, so I gotta go back into the basement. So
You walk back, like, sorry, excuse me.
Once most people have cleared out, Mori would just look over at Azriel and say, "Now that was probably one of the most powerful people I've ever seen in my life."
That's quite literally terrifying. I agree.
I think he even knew where I stood. His eyes were locked on my location before I revealed myself, so I don't think I would have stood a chance if I battled him.
I know I would not have stood a chance.
Right, so as the two of you are talking, Thanatos actually heads downstairs.
I'll call out to him, "Where you going, boy?"
He just walks down the stairs. You hear his feet. Do-do-do-do.
I would have used my feral whispers to talk to him when I said that. So if he wants to actually tell me anything, he can.
He says, good smell. Good smell. Good sniffs. Me like.
I'll follow him, and I'll look over to Mori.
She's right next to you, actually, just walking with you. Hasn't said anything past that.
He'll give you a smile when he notices that you're following.
All right. Felix and Aurora, roll a wits and awareness, please. Because the two of you move back to like the upstairs hallway where Stone kind of wandered off to. When you guys headed to the like very front entrance / outside, where everyone was, Mori and Azriel had been waiting to get out. Samiel was the first to leave, then he saw the car door open, then he had to come back in. So you're all like back in, but not, but it's, you know. Okay, what'd you get?
5 successes.
5, and Felix?
Sorry, wits and awareness, was it?
Yep, just the two of you.
Two.
Okay. You get the feeling that Stone is downstairs. It's weird, but you just do. Especially with 5 successes. It's like an immediate feeling that hits you, and when you turn and start moving, Felix then cues into, maybe he is downstairs. Which is weird.
Do you think that was just a hallucination?
No, we should. And she doesn't even finish, and she starts moving towards the downstairs.
Okay. So the first one downstairs is Samiel. So you're the first to see it. Hold on.
Ferret.
You see your ferret on Stone's shoulder, as Stone is got one of these huge black bags, and he's just shoving the debris from the room into. And he looks up, and Zero also looks up, and you can tell the ferret's smiling when he sees you. And then he puts a little paw on Stone's face, so he's like, "Smells good, me like." And Stone says, "Well, howdy there. Is this little guy yours?"
Here's mine. In fact, I think he and I need to have a word or two, because he gave me some side-eye earlier about a certain canine.
Oh.
Remember that one, Zero?
Look!
Using...
You hear his voice back. Look, okay? It was a fucking moment, alright? I kind of like this guy. He feels like an animal. Like me. He makes me feel big. And he said I'm handsome. And he's like, "You never say I'm handsome."
That's because half the time you're a pain in the ass.
Well, that's because I choose to be, because you're also a pain in the ass. Someone's got to keep you on your toes. And then you hear Zero talk to Thanatos, who is perched by Stone's side and actually helping him pull things into the bag. And Stone pets Thanatos' big boxy head and says, "Sorry, I kind of got a thing with animals. But, little fella, you should go back to your daddy." And Zero's like, looks at Stone, looks at Samiel, looks at Stone, and says,
You really gonna do this right now? You're really gonna make a choice? Because you could just go back to where I found you.
No, don't send me back to the mill. And he like crawls like a little noodle down Stone's arm, and Stone hands him out to you. It's crazy how clean Stone is now. I mean, his hair's like dripping, and it's like kind of slicked back. And he's in a parka, and then he's got the shawl around his waist. He still has the panties from the bee suit costume. It's a really odd getup, but you know.
You're hands down one of the strangest people I've ever met.
I know. I kind of like to have fun. It gets me into a lot of trouble. I make a lot of friends, but I also make a lot of not friends. But most of my not friends, they're not around no more. But once the juices start flowing back in my veins, what can I say? But the animals kind of love me, and that's when Mori and Azriel descend.
So he looks down at Zero. Can we please go? We've been delayed multiple times now.
He's like, fine. And he like rushes up to Stone and presses his little nose to Stone's cheek, which makes Stone chuckle. And then he rushes back to you like a little danger noodle. But he's not a snake, but he kind of is like a little snake, you know, little hairy one. Tunnels into your jacket, comes up by your face through your shirt collar, holding onto your ear for support.
You feel good about what you did? Giving me a borderline heart attack?
I'm really good at lockpicking. All I'm saying is you should let me at him.
Let you at what? Other ferrets?
Anything. I'm unstoppable.
You're probably crazy.
I'm not crazy. I'm just fun.
All right, fine. I'll pat him on the head.
He makes a cute squeaking sound, and Stone says, "You take care of that little guy. They come in real handy, ferrets. And kind of tunnel through anything."
Yeah, I know about that.
Oh, so you used him to collect intel, have you? Thanatos does come to Azriel's side, giving you attention, and then he returns to help Stone put things in the trash can. Sorry about that, he says to Azriel, and then looks back at Samiel. It was nice meeting you, Samiel. Again, if you need me for anything, just call me. I'll find you.
I mean, I thought you were gonna find me since I have this weird doodad now.
I mean, I can try. It's a little difficult. You should be able to... All right, I'll try. I'll do my best. And he leans in, reaches for your hand, changes his mind, pets Zero, gives your shoulder a little pat. Thanks for saving my life. I mean, my own life.
I honestly did nothing but stand there and criticize someone for pulling a steak out of you.
I mean, you brought the key, didn't you? You showed up.
That's fair.
You could have ignored Eugenia. Could have been somebody else, but it was you. And I think that means something special.
He's just gonna sigh and be like, you think really highly of yourself.
Myself? No. I just think it's a great thing you saved me. I mean, I can be a good time, don't get me wrong.
That's not what I'm trying to imply.
Oh.
Anyway, I need to get out of here.
Well, good
I'm
luck with your
already late as is.
your nightly endeavors, Samiel.
You too, with your gathering of what have you over there.
Yeah, just try to clean up. Don't want to be rude. Don't want to scare the mortals, right?
Right.
Gives you a wink.
I'll just give him like a look of yeah, this seems on brand for this guy right now. We'll kind of do like a 180 turn and go back up the stairs.
Okay, so you pass Azriel and Mori.
Yes.
All right. So Samiel heads to his car. Mori, Azriel, what do you say? What do you do? Stone goes back to cleaning.
I mean, because you know Mori well, you probably know that she is kind of, what is the word? She's intimidated by Stone and doesn't want to get any closer. But whatever you do, she'll be there.
I'll call over to Thanatos. Come on, boy, we gotta go.
What kind of accent does Thanatos have?
I don't know.
You want me to make it up?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, here we go. He says, Azriel, he smells friendly, kind. It's odd. I rather enjoy his company. He feels like a part of the pack. I think we should help him.
We can help him for a little bit, and then we have to go.
Oh, I'm so happy that you've agreed. And he like does this little stamp, 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 and his tail is wagging. And he goes in and he starts fetching the little skin-wrapped rats and brings them to the trash can. And every time he does, Stone pets him and calls him a good boy.
I'll come over and actually even help as well.
Oh, you don't need to dirty your hands none.
It's fine.
Are you sure?
Poor Thanatos insisted.
Oh, he's a real friendly fella, isn't he?
He's the best.
I like dogs.
Me too.
Had a dog as a child. Had a whole pack of them. Bunch of sheep dogs. Used to watch the livestock. Had one of them. We called her Old Betsy. And he gets this kind of like wistful look.
Can I insight him?
Go ahead.
Is it a wits insight?
Yep. Wits and insight. And then
Not the best
Mori,
of us.
I'll hop over to you and see what you're getting, what you're doing.
2 successes. Two sucks.
Seems honest. He doesn't seem like there's any falsehood here. Bet she was a great dog. She took out 3 wolves by herself once. Man, she was a beast. It was rough stitching up her wounds. I don't have anything but a couple. What am I talking about over here? Appreciate the help. Mori, what are you doing?
When he says he's going to help, Mori kind of looks back up the stairs. The exit's right there. So just sigh kind of heavily. Not that, he can hear her because he's already walked up. And she'll move forward to help pick up the stuff. But she does not say anything.
He looks real surprised. And mightily grateful to you.
Her response is just like, if it helps me get out of here quicker, then I'm all for helping.
Oh, busy night? We got a lot to do?
No, I just would prefer to not be in your company.
Oh, my company. I'm sorry. Is there a particular reason?
I don't know you, and I don't trust you.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You mind if I ask you a couple questions, though, both of you? While we're cleaning up together?
As long as you know I'm not going to necessarily answer them.
You know what? I'll trade you a question for a question.
Sure.
Okay, you can have the first one.
All right. Tell me your favorite color. Something about you, something you like. Maybe a color you like to wear, why you like to wear it.
My favorite color is purple, but I don't like to wear it because it's too flashy.
Ooh, good color, though. Nice and regal. Also mystique and mysterious. What about you, Mori? This is about when Felix and Aurora will be coming down after they ask Stone a question.
Always been partial to blue.
Ooh, I like that. Nice soft color. Is she wearing blue right now?
Nope.
Is there a reason you don't wear it, or you do like to wear it?
Anything that stands out is bad for my profession.
It's unfortunate.
She almost regrets saying that. It just came out so naturally because, like, he has the air about him that he's just, like, a good, harmless person.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of kicks herself by answering that.
Your question?
A good beginning question. Where are you from?
Oh. Well, it's hard to remember exactly. I think the name has changed. Little small European town. I'm kidding. I'm from Texas.
Is this when we arrive?
Mm-hmm. You can look it up if you'd like. It's a tiny little
Believe you-
town called Farmington.
Yeah, I believe you arrived a little bit ago.
Yeah, so you
Oh,
hear his
okay.
answer. So you both are here. And he's cleaning up. he kind of gives you both a wave. Sorry, I didn't want to leave a mess. You know, mortals and everything coming into work in the morning.
People work here?
Well, it is a vacation rental home, right? I figured maybe.
She looks at the state of the room, and she's like looking at him like, you've got to be there. There's no way we can clean all this up.
I found a pressure washer. I brought it down at the end of the hallway. I figured,
Can I use it?
sure, Felix, I'd love to watch you aim a fire.
Where is it?
In the hallway, kiddo. I think we're gonna need to find a sink, but
By the way, is he shirtless or like?
yeah, he's in the parka. I mean, it's zipped. You can see at the top
Okay.
of his chest, but it's like,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
But he is wearing little panties in your shawl, so you know. Them,
Just,
them,
just
them sugar thighs.
Aurora's just trying to. Aurora's trying to like look at his like face and not look down. She's like, mhm.
We're playing a question
And she
game.
doesn't.
Do y'all want to play? And he kind of like tries to tilt to like look you in the eye. You all right, Aurora?
What's your question?
Well, we're on question number 2. Question number 1 was, what was your favorite color and why do you like to wear it? Or why don't you wear it?
I like dark green. It's soothing. It reminds me of the forest.
I love the woods.
I like to wear it. I just didn't wear it today.
Kind of like color your eyes. And he's trying to catch him, but obviously you're like looking down and like,
Yeah, I look down and I'm like, oh god, and then Aurora looks up and just like looks at him and she's like trying to like search or like okay, like being like like she's like, I've heard this line before, but like is too shy to like say anything against it, so she just like keeps her mouth shut and like looks away.
and he says, what about you, Felix? Calls down the hallway. What's your favorite color and why you like to wear it? Or not wear it?
Just a moment. He straps on the power washer and he struts in like in the Ghostbuster movies with the thing already shouldered and aimed.
He's like, hold on. Hold on there. Hold on there, Chief. You gotta clean up all this debris first.
Yeah, what got soggy. As to your question, and he points to his shirt, which is the tie-dyed rainbow. I guess I like him all the same. I can't really tell you why. I never thought about it.
All right. Second question.
Don't we get one?
We're just catching you up to the game. It's my turn now. Second question, and then
Okay.
question after that. So second question, now that we're caught up for the most part. This one's a little personal. How are you liking your new unlife. How do you feel about it?
I wish I never was turned. It doesn't suit me.
Mori winces at that.
Sorry to hear that.
Azriel's
Azriel.
definitely struggling when he says that.
Sorry to hear that.
I'm still young. Maybe I'll make sense of this awful thing that I've become.
Can take a while.
Awful? Why you say that? You're not awful, I think.
This curse is very much a curse. The negatives outweigh the positives.
Really?
Yes, I quite think so.
Sorry, I didn't really. Yeah, I kind of did want to barge in, but you were talking. My apologies.
No, you're good. That's really all I have to say on that.
It's alright.
We done here then?
No judgment here. There's still tons of mess to clean up. Stone just volleys the question to anybody. Anyone's welcome to answer if you'd like.
Felix waits a moment. He's curious to hear too what others have to say. But if no one speaks up, then he will chime in. How do we like it was a question, right? So far? Don't think it's really a curse. Things are new. And strange and exciting and delicious most of the time. Then again, I'm still waiting to make sense of this. But maybe you can help me with that, since you seem to know a lot about this.
Stone just grins. He's just piling in trash in a trash bag as he's like sorting through the debris. He's like, sure thing. More than happy to help. Took me a while to get used to it.
Yeah.
Took me a while to really accept the change and step into a new reality. It's hard. Change, that is.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's so different.
Kind of fun though, sometimes. By the time,
I mean,
not really.
Aurora kind of like she's been have her back. She actually has rolled up her sleeves and tied up her hair, and is trying to like tie up her pants, and she has not responded. She's like twitching like as if she wants to chime in, but she doesn't want to say anything at all. Like, so she's just trying to keep herself busy and I don't know, pick up trash, I guess.
That's all right. If
Yeah,
no,
Mori's just biting her tongue. She's not going to say anything.
yeah, if no one else answers, he says, all right. I guess it's your turn for a question. But before that, Samiel. In the car, Zero lets out this big sigh. And he tells you, I feel bad. I feel like we should be in there helping him clean.
I mean, it wasn't our mess that we made.
I know, I like him. He's a nice guy. He's friendly. He's
Just
kind
because
of...
someone's friendly doesn't mean they're trustworthy.
He gives you a look. I wouldn't even say we're trustworthy.
We've been together for a while. I would imagine there's quite a bit of rapport at this point.
Yeah, I mean between us, but like us to other people. It gives you a look.
I trust people enough. You've met my friends.
Yeah, they're all right. They don't give me enough snacks. Is that your fault?
I mean,
You don't want me to be a chubby noodle?
do you want to be a chubby noodle?
I want to be so chubby.
I mean, maybe I could try to insinuate maybe he wants a snack.
His eyes glitter. And then he hugs your
Si-
face.
He just puts a hand on his head. Besides, we have places to be tonight, and this weird stone thing, I don't know. It's weird.
You put your car into gear after starting the engine, and he says, "Why is it weird?"
How is it supposed to help him find me? Like, is it some sort of tracker? He said it was made of his body, which is even more weird.
Oh, I thought. Wait, let me see that.
He's gonna put it on like the center console.
All right. Zero like picks it up, sniffs it. He like rolls it around in between his little hands. And he's like, "It doesn't seem weird to me. It just seems like a spray painted blueberry."
I mean, it could be, but it could be like some sort of... Like, I know you probably think I'm just being overly paranoid, but it could be some sort of actual tracking device besides blueberry, as you like to say. I have an idea what to do with it, though.
He says, "Eat it." And he like opens his mouth to go shove it in.
I'm gonna take a bite out of it now.
He stops. "I mean, not unless you don't want me to."
I mean, go for it. We'll find out if it's blueberry or
He
not,
does.
right?
And he's like, "Ew, it's actually spray painted."
I mean, have you ever seen a black blueberry? Like, actually, like, jet black like this?
He just rolls around on the console and is like, "Gross, you poisoned me." Ah.
It wasn't me. Blame your new friend, Mr. Stone.
He crawls into your lap, bringing the little bitten into blueberry, and it is a dried out, spray painted blueberry.
It's weird.
He says, "Incredibly so." Maybe he's just a joker.
Well, if that's the case, I really don't need it, and I don't want it in my car. So he's gonna roll down the window and
No!
just throw it out.
No!
There, your poison is gone. You happy?
He just goes into the passenger seat and asks if you can get Burger King.
What do you want, fries?
He
You
nods.
want chicken nuggets?
Yep. And a Sprite.
You know how strange it looks going to Burger King? Literally a ferret in a passenger seat and a guy with, well, I could just explain it away as burns. So
He puts on his
it's
like
not that weird.
he puts on his little fake seatbelt, his little ferret seatbelt, and just settles in.
Well, fine, we'll go to Burger King, but after that, we're definitely going to our meeting. No more delays.
He gives you a little ferret okay symbol.
And you'll just go back out of the driveway and begin to go about his way.
Okay. You go order him some fries.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Okay. Back in the room that is filled with debris. Stone has said it's your question. if you'd like to ask. Your room is pretty close to being cleaned up and ready to be power washed.
Here's another question that's important to me. Would you consider yourself religious?
And he looks at you, and with reverence, he says,
Absolutely. I reckon I would be.
Aurora rolls her eyes.
Azriel will just nod at that.
I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. And it's alright. Nothing wrong with that.
You gotta have something.
Even if that something is just a belief. Not even of a greater thing, right? Just some kind of conviction.
Yeah, that definitely fulfills what I asked.
I mean, after all, everybody's a little different, and everyone's entitled to exactly how they feel in exactly that moment. Would y'all agree?
I agree.
What about you, Aurora? What are you thinking?
I respect what you or Azriel believes.
I'm not asking you to say yes, religion is great. I'm asking if you believe that folks need convictions. They need something to believe in, whether it's themselves or something else.
I think people should follow their heart.
I agree.
Whatever they think is right. That's all.
It's not sometimes.
But what if you have a rotten heart?
My point exactly.
No, I don't. I think that I know they say that the road to hell is led with good intentions, but there's a lot of good in the world. You just gotta find it.
You gotta be mindful though. You can't let the thoughts of good intentions be enough. You can't do something bad and say, I was intending to do good, so everything's forgiven.
So
Everything's okay.
kind of depends on the outcome, is what you're saying? So if you got good outcomes, then I guess it's all right? How you mean?
That's not correct either.
Well, I think I'm a little
There's I mean, it's a subject that's been debated since the dawn of time. I mean, you have to do more than just want to do good.
You have to actually
Because
do
anybody
good.
could say yes.
So
anybody could say they want to do
Okay,
good.
so then it is the outcome of your actions. Your actions then justify whether you are morally right or wrong.
But that's
In
subject
whose
to
eyes?
change.
Sure.
Oh, and perspective, and there is definite evil, there is definite good in the world. But there's lots of
Says
gray.
who?
Mori does pipe in at this point and says, in whose eyes are we meriting someone's goodness or evilness?
What do you think?
I would only put my person to judge me as God. But
Mori kind of scoffs at that, but
some may say I'm a little bit of a religious nut.
So, you do believe in God, right?
I'm quite devout.
And like the deterministic one, or what? Like, the god that has a plan and is omnipotent and omniscient, and what was the third one? Benevolent, right?
I
That
don't.
one?
I don't assume to know God's will.
And
at this point-
again, go ahead.
I think he gave us all free will, and I think he's taken his hand out of the equation at this point.
Mori then says, if God is willing to destroy evil but unable, then he is not omniscient. If God is not willing to destroy evil but able, he is malevolent. And if he is both willing and able, then where cometh evil? And if he is both unwilling and unable, why call him God?
Epicurus, right?
She nods.
Someone says, so I'm curious. I'm curious. But obviously you don't have to answer. But what are your thoughts on that, Aurora?
I think that no matter what we say, everything is gonna be subjective. There's no right or wrong answer, is there? There's never going to be. So, just gotta do what we can, and whether or not God exists, it doesn't really matter, does it? And then she kind of just like she gets really quiet, and then she's just like, "I'm gonna go take the trash out," and she just leaves the room.
Mori sees this as kind of an escape and turns to Azriel and says, you still live at the same place?
Yes.
I'll see you later then. She gets up and she walks out.
Azriel will smile when he hears that.
When Felix thinks that Mori is out of earshot. So you and her?
Stone's also grinning.
Nothing yet.
Ah, but you'd like to?
I'm conflicted on it.
Why?
I just got out of a bad relationship.
Ah. Yeah. Having baggage probably isn't fun. Not that I would have experience with that, but I get you, I think. He goes close to Azriel and leans in and once again does this whisper but not really thing just to create a little bit of intimacy. But you know what? I think that feeling's somewhat mutual.
I don't think she even noticed me like that. Unfortunately.
Stone chuckles.
I don't think people get as protective as she does with you when there isn't love involved. Maybe not the bang bang boom kind of love, but love nonetheless.
I'd be
Question.
happy if you are right.
Question: where would Aurora take the trash?
Does she head out back looking for it?
Yeah, she heads out to look for it out back.
Okay. Roll a wits and awareness.
Okay. That's 2 successes.
You find it. And it's kind of fun because usually a
large black trash bag, this full would have given you problems, but you throw it up and over with ease. The other curious thing is the bag itself doesn't smell at all. When you first walked into that room, it had a smell. I mean, yes, it was decay, but it wasn't unpleasant to you. But here alone, there's this odd draw. You feel bereft. Like you're missing something. And at first you think it's Fenrir. You reach up and rub the center of your chest. You look up at the sky. The moon is bright. A glowing, swollen disk in the sky. The feeling doesn't go away. Do you head back inside?
I take a moment to look up, and I catch myself almost sobbing. And all I can think is like, and Aurora says out loud to her, she's like, I wish you were here. I wish you were here. I don't know what to do.
You hear the sound of the front door opening and closing, but not who exits. When you turn to look, both you and Mori have a moment of eye contact. Would either of you like to roleplay?
I would say, oh, Mori, are you leaving?
Yes, I can't stand another minute, and then she like kind of looks back, sees the door closed with that sucker.
Oh, well, if it means anything, thank you. Honestly, I'm glad you were here.
For you, Mori, with her alone, it feels... curious. You're not sure what these feelings even mean. There's some connection with Aurora's innocence that you can't quite place. And the moment the door closes and you look back, you feel bereft. But you don't know if it's Gabriel or not.
She kind of rubs her hair, kicks a foot, and says, "You wanted to go look for your dog, right?"
Yeah, Mr. Stone said he could help me.
You hear
I
clicking
really-
of her tongue.
Oh, yeah. I know you don't get along. But if I run into trouble, do you think I could... I'll let you know. I'll let you know if there's anything bad that happens. I mean, you're I'm so sorry. I'm so dumb. You're only for work, so... But... I think... Well, I'm sorry. Anyways, Mori, I really appreciate it, and... I really miss him. I really miss my dog. He was my best friend. Is my best friend. Yeah, yes. And she takes out of her bag and like puts it in her hands. And like, if you hear anything, just let me know. And of course, I think I gave you my business card as well. I work at the library, the university library at night. So, if you need anything, if you need a book or a nerd, just contact me. I'm trust me, I never go. Oh, that sounds a little pathetic, huh?
No, you wouldn't be the only one. I know someone else like that. Did you give Mori the flyer?
Yeah, I gave it to her with my business card.
Okay, so she sits there like for about 30 seconds, and just studies it, and she just looks at you. If I find him, I'll give you a call. Okay.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
She turns around, about to go, but then like stops halfway.
Mm-hmm.
Could you also give me Gabriel's number?
Oh.
Azriel, sorry.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think I have it. I just gave out. Oh, I should have asked for everybody's numbers. That's something. I'm so stupid. Oh, I would send it to you, but.
No worries, thanks. She'll turn around and just kind of walk decently quickly away.
Aurora will turn around and walk towards the to take out more trash out.
Okay, the further you get away, Mori, the more bereft you feel. Something is missing. You're not sure what to make of it. And you're not even sure it's Gabriel.
Her walking slows.
When you glance back, as if drawn to, all of the letters in the vacation sign are glowing. And then the ones that don't spell CAIN blink off.
She'll stare at it for way too long. Just like 10 minutes or whatever. 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I'm really thinking about going back. Take a deep breath. Fucking Gabriel. And she goes back.
Okay. With Felix and Azriel alone with Stone, you finish the trash. Stone thanks you sincerely. And he says, "Have at it, kid," to Felix. And he takes the trash.
He puts headphones on, puts the volume way up, picks a fitting song like what would be good? Eye of the Tiger, I think. For power washing, that's a good song. And yeah, probably having found some water source or something to attach it to, and then just going at it a little bit like again the Ghostbuster movie. At one point, doing this like a machine gun, like like pushing it back and forth a little. At least 5 minutes, not really knowing what he's doing to clean up, but just having fun with the gun. But then, okay, so the blood was good. And then stopping for a brief moment and realizing when he's doing the ceiling, then he's probably getting his most of his clothes so that it doesn't get wet. So,
does Aurora come in to the power washing?
No,
it just
but
gets wet?
not yet. You'll see. Yeah, she's gonna be coming in as Stone's headed out.
You don't mind a public swimming pool, right? And with that, he straps down the power wash machine, gets outside, and mostly undresses so that his stuff doesn't get wet. So he's only in his undies. When he comes back, puts it back on, and then onto the ceiling, and then the ground and the walls. Ah, before he does the walls, you're also one of those scholarly dudes, right? I think you and Aurora, you bonded a bit over that, right? Like books and stuff.
I mean, I'm in college.
Maybe take a picture before I wash it off.
I'll take a moment and snap a photo on my phone.
Okay, when you look
You're
down,
good?
when you look down at the phone, where the picture should be, it's just a scrambled image.
Doesn't look like it's gonna work.
Oh,
Delete the image, and I want to take a quick look at the markings,
Okay, you want to try and maybe try and memorize them.
or see if I've seen anything like them in my occult studies.
As you look at them, really gauging the merit of them. Go ahead and roll in intelligence and in academics for me.
Academics. Would it be theology by any chance?
Nope.
Okay. Gotta try for my specialty. I managed to roll 0 successes.
You've never seen anything like them before, but as you stare at them, there's this feeling that sets up shop in your rib cage, just behind the bones. And a thought crosses your mind. Maybe Stone knows. Maybe he'll tell you. He seems friendly.
Man, I don't quite trust him yet.
There's always that. Moving across town after getting the Sprite, nuggets, and fries, Zero is happy, chowing down next to you. It's only the sound of Zero's eating as you pull up to a particular home, Samiel. And as you're gazing at the soft, gentle light of the lit interior that's spilling out onto the front lawn, you just... God, this feeling settles on your shoulders. And it feels like something's gripping your knees, making them ache. You recognize the sensation of the beast. You get the distinct impression that if you looked between your legs down into the darkness of the belly of the underconsole of your car, you could see its face, so you don't look. You know it's not there, it's just a sensation. You're waiting to see any flash, any movement. As you're watching, there's a sudden movement that catches your eye in your rearview mirror. You look away from the apartment, the home, to check.
Yeah, I'll look.
You see a vacation rental sign. All the letters burned out except for the ones that spell C-A-I-N. But you don't know how that's possible. Do you turn around to look? actually turn in your car, like you were backing up.
Yeah, he'll physically turn in his car.
There's no sign. And when you look back at your rearview mirror, there's no sign. Just this feeling of being bereft, like you're missing something essential.
All right. That's a little spooky.
And in that moment, you've missed the front lights in the front room have been turned off. The occupant that lives therein is leaving their home.
Do I know who the occupant is?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you recognize them. And they're headed for their car. They've got on a long leather jacket and have a duffel bag that they throw into the passenger side seat. When they get into the car, the brake lights flare to life, a stark red, all against the gray, and dark. They pull out. Would you like to follow? Or would you like to make your meeting?
She's gonna be pissed if I'm late. She's probably already pissed, so what does it matter? Might as well screw around, right, Zero?
He's just eating a french fry that's like bigger than his head. And he looks up at you, his mouth all like extended, and he's like, where?
Yeah, that's a yes if I've ever heard it. Yeah, he'll follow at a good distance.
Okay. Okay. As I said, Aurora, you pass Stone, and he gives you a little smile, and you have a realization as he comes close to you. The feeling inside your chest, that bereft, that loss, is gone. And all that remains in your heart is his smile. Friendly. Especially the whiskey-colored eye. As long as you don't look too closely at the abyss. He's pleasant. He's safe. When he comes out into the night, it's been long enough that Mori is headed back. You see him, he doesn't appear to see you, Mori. And you have the same realization. That fucking feeling. That loss.
So I see him, yes?
Yeah, but he doesn't seem to see you. He's just walking out with
Okay.
a bunch of bags to the trash. Nothing hostile or dangerous in his movement, just average. It's a big guy. He's wearing a jacket and a shawl, a little underwear.
A jacket, a shawl, and underwear.
Yep.
Okay.
It's kind of fun. He's kind of dressed fun, but his hair's all wet and slicked back, and boy, does it make the razor sharp jawline and that really picturesque nose just stand like wicked handsome.
So she kind of stares at him, just like trying to figure out what the heck's going on with her. And then just like this unnatural kind of anger just starts boiling in her. And she just shouts at him, "What the fuck did you do to me?"
He tosses the trash in and turns around like he didn't realize you were yelling at him. And he gives you a look. And we're gonna end there for tonight.
I would say the moment Aurora just opens the door and sees the power washing, she just closes the door. She's like, oh, I'm embarrassed. Nope.
Felix isn't. He's enjoying himself and he wiggles his little tush a little bit.
She's like, I have a white shirt. I don't want to get wet. Nope, thanks.
Here I am in full like dress clothes.
Each of you feel this longing, this yearning sensation, and stone seems to fill it. And it's up to you to decide how your kindred feels about that. That being said, join us in 2 weeks. We'll be playing again.
Bye.